to you. The storm is coming soon. It rolls in from the sea. My voice a beacon in the night. My words will be your light to carry you to me. Is love alive? Is love alive? Is love? They say that things just cannot grow beneath the winter snow, or so I have been told. They say we're buried far, just like a distant star I simply cannot hold. Is love alive? Is love alive? Is love alive? This is my winter song. December never felt so long, 'cause you're not where you belong, inside my arms. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I still believe in summer days. The seasons always change, and life will find a way. I'll be your harvester of light and send it out tonight, so we can start again. Is love alive? Is love alive? Is love alive? This is my winter song. December never felt so long, 'cause you're not where you belong, inside my arms. This is my winter song to you. The storm is coming soon. It rolls in from the sea. My love a beacon in the night. My words will be your light to carry you to me. Is love alive? 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 Is love alive?
Good evening. Welcome to the Winter Solstice Candlelighting ceremony tonight. My name is Donna Sheedy, and I am a practitioner here at Center for Spiritual Living, and I am here to welcome you, along with Loretta Knowles, another practitioner here at CSL, who put this together for us. So tonight, as we celebrate the light and Christmas, all in one celebration, we are honored to welcome this light. And this celebration is replacing our Christmas Eve service. So there is no Christmas Eve service, but there is this service. And then you can join us Christmas morning here at CSL, and we'll be sitting in around, and you can come in your pajamas or your Christmas sweater or whatever you're super comfortable in, and we will have service. It'll be different than our normal service, but we will have a Christmas service. And then we invite you after this service tonight to join us for some treats and some fellowship and coffee, and just to be together to welcome this light. And then after service, we will also have a basket for any love offerings that you would like to provide. So let us start with Dave and our evocation.
If you're comfortable, just gently allow your eyes to go closed. As we sit in this eager anticipation of the return of the light, this Christ light, this light that is on its way, that's coming back to us, knowing that right at the very heart of our being, there is this sun within us that is radiating all the time. I know that as I anticipate this light, as I feel the sun inside of me, I bless this service. I know that it is good and very good. So with great gratitude in my heart for this wonderful service and all of the wonderful people that have come together to provide this service, I simply release this into the law, trusting and knowing that all prayers are answered, and so it is.
Thank you, beautiful beings, for being here tonight. So, my name is Loretta Knowles. I'm one of the practitioners here, and it is my honor to be together in this beautiful energy of the winter solstice. So, for those of you who are not aware, the winter solstice actually occurred already. It's a moment in time, and it occurred today at 2:48 p.m. Mountain Time. So what is the winter solstice? The winter solstice is an astronomical moment when the sun reaches the Tropic of Capricorn, and we have our shortest day and longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. And one of the things that I learned through studying this is that 90% of all of the humans on this planet live in the northern hemisphere. So we are all in this energy together, whether we are celebrating the winter solstice or the summer solstice today. Our friends down in Australia and New Zealand and many of the countries in South America are celebrating the summer solstice for themselves. The term solstice comes from the Latin words sol, which is sun, and sistere, which means to stand still. And the reason why solstice, it was given this name, is because at this time of year in the northern hemisphere, it appears that the sun stands still for several days. And so this is really poignant for us as humans. And before we have been in the place of having electricity to illuminate the inside of our homes, that the people on this planet were much more in communion with Mother Earth and Father Sky. And so much of what many people were doing all over the planet thousands of years ago, and even today, but more people thousands of years ago, were really paying attention to the celestial bodies and to the sun and the moon and to all of the beautiful things on this earth, and paying more attention to survival, especially in the dark places in the north. That was really important. So essentially, our daylight hours, the period between sunrise and sunset each day, are going to start growing longer after today. But for a few days, it will really feel like the sun is standing still. There was a belief many years ago that this time in the northern hemisphere was when the sun actually died, and then it starts to be reborn. Early man kept track of the days by observing the sun as it moved across the sky. But as we really know, that's not really what happens. It's really the earth that's moving. But that was the belief. The winter solstice has played an important role in cultures worldwide, from ancient times until today. In fact, many of the customs, lore, symbols, and rituals associated with Christmas are actually associated with winter solstice celebrations of ancient pagan cultures. Here are some examples. The Welsh Light of Winter. It's a universal festival celebrated by many people and is probably the oldest seasonal festival of humankind. In Druidic traditions, the winter solstice is thought of as a time of death and rebirth, when nature's powers and our own souls are renewed. It marks the moment in time when the old sun dies at dusk on the 21st of December, and when the sun of the new year is born at dawn on the 22nd of December, framing the longest night of the year. The birth of the new sun is thought to revive the earth's aura in mystical ways, giving a new lease on life to spirits and souls of the dead. The prehistoric monument Newgrange, built in Ireland about 3200 BC, it makes it older actually than Stonehenge. When the sun rises, the chamber is flooded with sunlight on the winter solstice. In Scandinavia, the celebration of the Yule log. It's brought in and burned on the hearth in honor of the Scandinavian god Thor. There's many other celebrations all throughout Europe. And in our country, I think most people, when we think of solstice celebrations, we think of the things that come out of Northern Europe, but they're all over the world. In fact, an example also is Dongji Winter Solstice Festival in China. There's also an example I read about in Japan, where it's very cold in Japan, and people will soak in the hot springs, and then they'll cover their bodies with fruit juice from pomegranates. And so it's celebrated all over the world for thousands of years. And one of the things about right now, I believe, is so poignant for all of us is that we can allow ourselves to move into that place of allowing ourselves to stand still, just like the sun appears to for the next few days. Just be quiet, because many of us in our culture anyway are afraid of the dark, afraid of those dark places within us, in our subconscious mind. But out of those places, right now, there are seeds planted in the soils that are just starting to think about germinating. And out of the darkness of our souls, this beautiful creativity comes forth in art, in music, in poetry. And sometimes, for some of us, there's pain. And through that pain, if we allow ourselves to really feel through it, we can have the most brilliant light starting to shine. Because as we look at the night sky, the darker the sky is, the brighter the stars shine. And that is what's happening inside of each one of us. And this time of year is a beautiful time to give ourselves.
Darkness rules the earth for one more night. Cold and shadow bathe the land. Gaia slumbers in her blanket of white. She wears a frosty winter gown. Everybody feels the power of thoughtful solitude. Calm wraps around us good and tight. Wisdom brings the season of peace, and all the world will sleep tonight. They know the light is on its way. It's all set to come bursting into day, and every ray of sun will let us know. Illumination of the world has finally shone. And so let's celebrate the joy of life and give ourselves unto the light. We open our hearts to the glory of dawn. Blessed solstice to you. So let's celebrate the joy of life and give ourselves unto the light. We open our hearts to the glory of dawn. Blessed solstice, blessed solstice. Solstice to you.
So light is a powerful symbol for the dawning of truth in the individual mind, a miraculous, mysterious, mystical, holy birth of a new consciousness of wholeness, forgiveness, peace, and power. The light does not come from a man, a manger or from the sky or from any source outside of ourselves. This is the light that shines from within us. It cannot be suppressed. It lightens all the dark places of our minds and hearts. It shines all around us, reflecting its radiance on all who come into our presence. It shines before us, illuminating our path. On a dark night, the light of a single candle can be seen from a distance of 2 miles. The lighted candle, then, is a clear and radiant symbol for our own spiritual light. Because it is the light of Christ, because it is the Christ light shining within us, we can never say that our own light is too small or too insignificant to help its piercing the world's darkness. Within the radius of our own light, there may be someone who will turn to it as it's the only ray of hope that he or she has seen for a very, very long time. The Christ light is the marriage of both heaven and earth, the masculine and feminine, the dark and the light, the spirit and the body, the child and the adult, of all seemingly opposites. It is radically equal. It includes all creation with no borders. It is the Christ light that is being birthed in our hearts tonight. Tonight, we gather together to enter into the celebration of the birthing of this Christ within us through the symbolic lighting of the Christ candle, lit by Bev Ballard. As we light this Christ candle, let us take this moment of sacred and joyous dedication to light the candles within our own hearts, a clear, shining spiritual light that gives hope, love, peace, and joy to those around us. We now become that manifestation of the living Christ light. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwell in a land of deep darkness have a light shined upon them. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. At Christmas time, we honor the birth of the baby Jesus. He was an example, a way shower of who we are becoming. Some 700 years before the birth of Jesus, the prophet Isaiah proclaimed his coming. In you and me, Isaiah represents the earliest recognition within our soul of this Christ self. Isaiah represents that within us, which is capable of discerning more of life than which we know merely by the senses. Christ is a universal presence in each and every one of us. And in realizing this, we recognize that no little nor big, no mighty nor weak, no important or unimportant. We know that there is only one life. It is the life of pure spirit, and it is made manifest as the Christ presence within all people. It is the radiance of this indwelling presence. We truly walk the earth as expressions of God, living in perfect balance between our humanness and our divinity. In this way, we are expressing the life of God, and beauty fills our mind, heart, and soul. In this presence, we are inspired, healed, and renewed. The large white candle that's burning already is burning and symbolizing that universal Christ principle, a very real presence and truth that resides in the heart of everyone. The Christ flame burns eternally. It warms, it heals, it uplifts, wherever its rays are permitted to glow. And this light is already sparked within you. The hope of realizing that inner Christ and revealing it in our lives is the longing of every man, woman, and child. This universal longing often comes disguised in our own awareness as our need for love, fulfillment, and peace. But what we truly seek is the desire for wholeness, and we are made whole when we awaken to the Christ presence within us. You may ask, how do I allow the light of Christ to shine through me? Oh, you can. You will radiate that presence of power of Christ when you are willing to embrace and express the equalities of God in you and as you. So this evening, we will light 5 candles of truth representing the different qualities of spirit. This I truly know, when each of these qualities are activated in your life, your heart and your very being will be opened, and you will live as God intended, whole, abundant, and complete. Join with me now as we honor and embrace these sacred qualities of God.
Deep in the darkest winter night, here with me candles burning, cozy and warm inside the light, now that the year is turning. What does the future hold in store? Where has the journey brought us? Hear it and learn what's gone before. What has experience taught us? We are the future. We can reach for the stars. We feel at home in our own backyard. We want to be who we are. Deep in the darkest frightened hours, true love will hold a vision. Peace and goodwill on earth is ours. Let it be our decision. La 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 Heart of creation, lover of shadow and light, sing us the songs of a billion stars, silently all through the night. Deep in the darkest winter night, here with my candle burning, cozy and warm inside the light, now that the year is turning. Feel how the year is turning. La 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 la.
I'm Donna Sheedy, and Bev Ballard will join me in lighting the candle for beauty. The wise men saw the star that showed the place where divinity has made manifest in the world, so that every individual may know their true self and their inner beauty. Silently but purposefully, the wise men followed the star, bearing priceless gifts. And like the wise men, we follow our star of faith in the inner sanctuary of our soul to behold the newborn child and to give our gift. We stop analyzing. We simply follow the still small voice of spirit. We feel the surging power of faith. The old slips away and we feel the glory of God's unconditional love for us, sustaining and renewing us. Beauty may be understood as balance and order, the balance among the mental, physical, and spiritual dimensions of our lives. Beauty is also that ineffable something that unveils common everyday appearances to reveal them as true works of art that can only be given to us by a divine creative spirit. When we look through the inner eye of the beauty, we see with new appreciation that somehow everything in our world seems fresher, more alive, and more precious than before. True spiritual progress, life-enhancing progress, is the understanding that we are expressions of God. Let the God self lead you into paths of peace and ways of gentleness. In greener pastures and beside still waters, you will learn the God in you is mightier than the circumstance. That God holds no commendation for you, that you may forgive yourself and behold the beauty of what God has created you to be. This is the truth that will make you free. As we light the candle of beauty, we now express the beauty and perfection of God in all that we think, say, and do. Because we are God in expression, we accept that we are beautiful beings of light and love. And so it is, and so we let it be.
I sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now and still need help somehow. I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list, not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. Oh, this is my grown-up Christmas list. As children we believe the grandest sight to see was something lovely wrapped beneath the tree. But heaven only knows that packages and bows can never heal a hurting human soul. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Everyone would have a friend, and love would always win, and love would never end. Oh, this is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my only my grown-up Christmas list.
Consider the joy that is so evident, so natural in children. They are not a burden or confused by circumstances. As they give themselves to the flow of the perfect life within them, their celebrations are spontaneous. During this holy season, we long to be as children again, filled with happiness and spontaneity. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of who you are. No matter what has passed in your experience, there is that part of you at the center of your being which is still joy-filled. It cannot be threatened or harmed or endangered in any way. The spirit of joy may dim from time to time, but it can always be renewed by recognizing the Christ presence within you. Joy is the most infallible sign of the love of God. And so we shout with gladness, joy to the world that has been given a great charge by its creator, the charge to shine the divine light before all people and all nations with joyfulness. The fullness of joy which pours forth from within us is measured by a trusting belief that truly every breath we take, every thought we hold, every action we express is joy-filled, a manifestation of the working of the great spirit of life in us. As we light the candle of joy, with beloved Bev doing that, we proclaim the joy of our own rebirth in the manger of God consciousness. We behold its transforming glory in each of us as we sing, joy to the heart, joy to the body, joy to us, joy to all people, joy to the world. The spirit within us lives, joy to the world, and so it is, and so we let it be.
I have traveled many moonless nights, cold and weary, with a baby inside, and I wonder what I've done. Holy Father, you have come and chosen me now to carry your son. I am waiting in a silent prayer. I am frightened by the load I bear in a world as cold as stone. Must I walk this path alone? Be with me now. Be as you watch my face. If a wiser one should have had my place, but I offer all I am for the mercy of your plan. Help me be strong, help me be, help me. Breath of heaven, hold me together, be forever near me. Breath of heaven, breath of heaven, lighten my darkness, pour over me your holiness, for you are holy. Breath of heaven, hold me together, be forever near me. Breath of heaven, breath of heaven, lighten my darkness, pour over me your holiness, for you are holy. Breath of heaven, breath of heaven, breath of heaven.
My peace I give unto you, said the Master Teacher. He came to bring peace to the world, but the gift is ours only when we make room for it in our hearts and consciousness. As we light the candle of peace, we remember the words that the angels sang to the shepherds, "Glory be to God in the highest, peace on earth to people of good will." As we keep our mind on the peace of spirit, we bring love where there is hate, joy where there is sorrow, peace where there is chaos. We recognize that when we are in spiritual peace, mind and heart no longer are in conflict, and we know that inner peace reflects in our outer state of peace, peace in our body, peace in our affairs, peace in our relationships, peace in the world in which we move. We remember, too, the words of the Master Teacher, "My peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world gives, give I to you." This is the deep, mysterious peace that is born in us as we accept God's peace. We allow that peace to heal our world in this lifetime. As we light the candle of peace, we give thanks for the gift of peace and the quiet, gentle voice that speaks to each heart, and we proclaim, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill to us all." And so it is, and so I allow it to be.
Child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch our keeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard.
When Joseph and Mary came to Bethlehem, they learned that there was no room for them at the inn, but there was an empty stable. And so the inn became the symbol of lack and loss, and the stable became the center of light. But must we go back 2,000 years to understand this when the same drama is going on today? Even while we rush about under the weight of our daily challenges and agendas, the God self is waiting to be born in our lives, asking only to create for us a new spiritual consciousness that will forever give peace. But there is no room. We are so busy with lesser guests that there is no room for the greater. There is no place for the Christ consciousness, which is love. The glorious and beautiful celebration of the birth of Christ, the birth of the God self, can be taking place in your heart now. If you accept the gift of love as yours, you will be transformed. Fear and limitation will go out of your life. Confidence and security will be ushered in, and all challenges, great and small, will be solved by your understanding of the greater power within you, the power to love and be loved. As we light the candle of love, we know that the flame of love has been lit in all humanity. We see the star, and we now give our whole mind and heart in recognition that the Christ love fulfills the law of life. Divine love fills our mind and hearts as we are aware of our oneness with all creation. We feel the glory of God's love for us, and we feel that love sustaining us always. Please affirm with me that we are allowing the love of God to express through us now, and so it is, and so we let it be.
Hello, I'm Dave Knowles, and I'll be doing the reading on light. In the Christian Bible, we read, "And lo, the star of the east went before them until it stood over the place where the child lay." The gift of light symbolizes illumination, awakening, healing, and guidance. The wise men followed the mysterious star to Bethlehem, perhaps little dreaming that what they would experience upon reaching their destination would be greater than any knowledge which they had previously possessed. And yet, they were willing to journey in faith, to leave everything they knew, to travel across a vast desert wasteland in search of what the star might reveal to them. Sometimes we too must cross unknown places, and go through difficult times if we are to follow our Christ star by being true to the highest and best within us. But when we follow the star of the inner light of the Christ consciousness, we give up doubting, questioning, and denying. Each of us has a personal star, each of us our own enlightenment, our own inner teacher. And so today, we would be wise men and women that we might follow the inner light with courage and steadfastness, knowing that the light calls us to the highest and best that we can give. And in discovering that light, we discover God's presence within us and around us. We know the light of God is the only presence and the only power. There is no separation. Pure spirit is all, in, through, and as all. As we fill our heart with this spiritual light, we dedicate ourselves to radiating God's light wherever there is darkness. We recognize this infinite presence in the places where it seems to be absent. Where there is need, we radiate the light of Christ consciousness in all our actions in spite of appearances and circumstances. As we light the candle of light, we proclaim that the Father, Mother, God principle of light and I are one. And so it is, and so we let it be.
Now it's the time that we've all been waiting for to do our community candle lighting. But before we start, I would like to thank some beautiful beings that came together to create this moment for us. First, I would like to thank all of the wonderful musicians. Lisa Bittick Lowe and her beautiful offering, and Rex, our music director, and Ted here. We're just so grateful for them. And then we had Kimberley Ubhoff, who sang her original song that she wrote for the solstice. And then we had our wonderful candle lighters. We had Dave Shurtleff, Ian Guthrie, Dave Knowles, and we had Bev Ballard being our candle lighter. So grateful for everyone. Donna, Sheedy, thank you so much. All of the people on technology, we have Cheryl, and JJ's been helping. One of the other things I like to say is we always are so grateful for all of the offerings that everyone gives, and we do have an opportunity. We have baskets in the back if anyone feels that they want to give a love offering in the basket tonight. So with the candle lighting, each one of us now can ignite the light of faith and vision. But before I say that, I want to make sure everyone has a candle. Does everyone have one? Okay. And so, Bev, I'm going to ask you if you would be the one who would light your candle from the Christ candle after I'm done. Okay? So each one of us now can ignite that light of faith and vision to honor and symbolize the spiritual awakening that comes with our experience here this evening. Let each of you now take the spark of the Christ flame and light your own candle and share it with your neighbor. So Bev, would you please begin by lighting your first candle with the Christ candle? And then Bev will move on to light Dave's candle. And Dave is gonna, and then just we'll move through the community lighting our candles.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so holy night. Shepherds quake at the sight. Glory stream from heaven afar. Heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
And so now, before we extinguish our candles, I invite you to share your light with everyone by holding your candle high. And so now we can extinguish our candles. And together we're going to stand and sing, "We Wish You a Merry Christmas."
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Please stay for some cookies and fellowship.